Now, about once a month, I see a request on Reddit in one of the Xbox subreddits wondering about batteries for the controller, and oftentimes people say, well, why can't I just recharge a rechargeable battery in my controller by connecting it to the USB port on the front of the controller? And most of the time, hey, that's no problem, especially if you're using the Microsoft Play and Charge Kit batteries, which look something like this. This is not a Microsoft one. This is one that I got from EA Games, otherwise known as GameStop in other parts of the world. That's one made for them and sold by them, but it is very similar to the Microsoft one. But the thing is that you can recharge those in the controller by connecting the USB cable to the front, but you cannot charge a regular rechargeable AA battery like these ones here. These need to be charged in a conventional charger that looks like this, or like this one, and I'll explain the very good reasons as to why you have to do it that way and not use the controller, and why Microsoft have made it so that you can't use the controller to do that. It's not just so they can sell their own batteries. That's not the reasoning. Let's just talk about batteries in general for a moment. If you have a regular AA battery, like this is the one that actually came with this controller, or these ones or these ones, if you look very carefully in the fine print, it says do not recharge these batteries. These are not rechargeables. These are one-time use only, and that there is a danger of fire or possible explosion if you attempt to recharge a battery like this. Now, this is going to be on YouTube, and I know if you go searching on YouTube, you can find quite a few videos of some absolute genius level people popping these kinds of batteries into a charger and going, hey look, it charged it back up and it'll work. Well, these people are all taking their life in their hands, okay? The warnings are on the battery for a darn good reason. And so if you do this, if you put a not rechargeable battery into a battery charger and attempt to charge it, it may charge it up somewhat, and you'll probably find that it won't last very long, but you will also be definitely running the risk of something exploding and catching on fire. And I don't want you to burn your house down, so please don't do these kinds of things, okay? Never put an ordinary battery into a charger. Only ever use a rechargeable battery. Now, when you use a Play and Charge kit in your Xbox controller, one of the first things you'll notice is there are battery contacts, yes, that's here and here, but there's also, on this non-Microsoft branded one, you'll see there's an extra little metallic point just here. Hope you can see that. On the official Microsoft ones, I'll show you a photo, you'll actually see there's 3 of them, and that's probably things like error protection and that sort of stuff that's built into it as well. There are also some designs that have contacts on the outer flat surface area of the battery. As you can see in this picture here, these ones are designed to use with a special charging cradle, so that you actually place the controller with the battery in it into the cradle that holds the entire controller, and it will charge the battery that way. These are a different design again. What happens when you have one of these in the controller and you charge it in the controller? It doesn't charge through these points. It charges through, I guess in this case, one of these and one of these. And that makes sure that the charging is taking place on a proper rechargeable battery. The real drama in this situation would be if Microsoft made it so that you could just recharge a rechargeable battery in here using the normal contacts in here and here. That would be great, wouldn't it? Everybody would think super duper handy. I don't even need to buy one of these recharger units. Except Microsoft have no way of knowing if you, or maybe a younger brother or sister, or the residential village idiot has gone and put a non-rechargeable battery into it. Or maybe you've even made the mistake of thinking that you've got rechargeables in there, but you don't. And then, if that was the situation, and you had a non-rechargeable battery in your controller, and you attempted to charge it through the USB port on the front, then you are now holding in your hands while playing a video game a device that is quite likely to explode or catch on fire. Now, I don't like to have exploding things in my hands, and if you're a smart person, you probably don't want that either. That is the number one reason why you can't charge a AA battery, why they've made it so that you can't charge AA batteries in your controller while you're playing. Microsoft have fixed that problem by designing it so that these extra bits here in between the contacts on this end, these extra bits here are the bits that actually do the charging on a proper rechargeable battery for the controller. And that's why they're in there, to make sure that it is really a rechargeable battery that's in the controller, and so that there's no possibility of having this thing explode in your hands while you're playing. Just wanted to explain that for people. I know lots of people disappointed when they realise, hey, I bought these rechargeable batteries, I can't charge them in the controller, even though the controller says you can charge your batteries. Well, you can, but only if they are the specially made ones for the purpose. I hope that explains everything clearly to you guys, and answers a few questions. Every time I see this posted on Reddit, if I spot it, I'll try and put a link to this video in, and just hopefully that'll explain it to people that are always wondering why. Please never ever ever put a non-rechargeable battery in a charger, because you could very well burn your house down. Okay? Thanks guys.